Hey guys, KJ here from kjrock.com, and today I have Eugene with me from Rich Push, who is head of customer success. So, hello Eugene, I would like to welcome you to your show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. So, Eugene, tell us about yourself, what you do, what's your role in Rich Push, and yeah, basically, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, I'm head of customer success. I manage a team of customer success management managers, and also I work with our top clients.
Right. Okay. So, tell us about Rich Push, how it started, how old is the company, and what you guys specialize in, and where is it based in?
So yeah, we're basically an ed tech company. We've started in 2010, and now we work on different platforms. We created our own platform called platform.io. It helps companies to build their own DSP, SSP, DMP solutions. And last year we've launched our push platform, which went really successful. And yeah, we had 1 year anniversary in July. Yeah.
Wow, congrats for that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so
Yeah. Yeah.
how you started working with Rich Push or working with the company, for how long you have been working?
Yeah, I've joined Reach Push when it launched. So I'm basically from the first day of Reach Push, and I'm seeing all the increase of push traffic, all the trends, how it went, all that.
Right, right. So um, let's talk about push traffic. Like, what happened to push traffic in 2019? What are the main trends in push and tendencies to push traffic in 2019? What you see, where push traffic is going or push notifications are going in 2019?
Mm-hmm. I think 2018 was a test year because it was basically a time where push traffic arrived, and it was different back then. Not so many companies, not so many advertisers worked, not so many affiliates, not so much volume. And now we all have that. There are lots of different push networks. There are a big amount of volumes, there are new features, and all that. Um, the trends are different. Back then, push traffic was really popular, I guess, for um, gambling, and now it's a huge variety of offers that you can run on push, and they are successful.
Right. So, yeah. So, well, you see, what are the top verticals or best verticals you see as you had a customer success? So, and you're working with top advertisers. So,
Mhm.
in your experience, what are the top verticals which work well on push traffic?
Mhm. Basically, we've got five top verticals within our platform. There are Neutron, sweepstakes, dating and basing, finance, and gambling. I guess gambling you can count as betting as well. Within Europe, I think the king vertical is sweepstakes. All the different sweepstakes, SOI, DOI solutions.
Right, right. Yeah, that's one of the biggest, I think, vertical everyone's talking about. And have you
Yeah.
ever tried like e-com, or any of your customers run e-com?
Yeah, now there is a trend in India of launching like all type of shopping campaigns, and it is going quite successful. Um, there is a mobile telecom market in North America that's working well. But yeah, it's quite different from country to country. What's working the best? So yeah, there are like local trends. And all it counts.
Right, right. So let's talk about a little bit about traffic with Rich Push. Do you have your own traffic inventory, or you buy from somewhere, or you work with publishers?
Mhm. Sure. We have our one platform for publishers that we collect all the subscribers, and yeah, it's there are a lot of there's a lot of work with our publishers. So yeah, we have a huge database that we collected via our platform Reach Partners, and yeah, the numbers are keep growing time to time. We renew our base by 10 to 14% by week, so it's about 50% per month.
Right. So, how many publishers are working with you right now on your network?
I'm not for publisher teams,
All
but
right.
kind of knew that there are like 10, couple of 10,000s, I guess,
Wow.
within
Wow.
part.
Okay. So, we talked about top niches. What about geos? What are the top geos right now on push traffic?
The top geo right now is India,
Right.
and yeah, we have traffic in all parts of the world. I think the top countries will be India, Indonesia, United States, France, Italy, Russia, Ukraine, Philippines, Malaysia, all that kind of countries.
Yeah, I think one thing I have seen with networks is that all of them are based on world population. The countries with the most population, they are on the top as compared to it doesn't depend like in other traffic sources. Maybe US is more or whatever, but two countries which I have seen consistently with the most traffic are Indonesia and India. Almost all over, there's something similar on all push networks. So do you have any big advertisers in these countries as well?
Indonesia and Malaysia,
Indonesia
Malaysia.
and India.
Yeah. There, it's I guess two big markets. We basically have an instrument, a tool that where you can see what is popular in some particular country. It's reachpush.co/insights. I can see what verticals are running like at the time. You can split and you see what CPCs are within different countries, within different offers, and all that such things. So yeah, Asian market is growing right now.
Wow. So do you have any prediction for Asian market? Is it going to be big? Is it going to be a little,
Yeah, I think Asian market is growing and growing, and I think in future there will be even more of that, and I think African market is quite interesting at the moment.
yeah, that's really interesting. I think it's totally untapped market, and
Yeah,
we may
yeah.
see something big coming up. Yeah. So we have talked about niches. We talked about geos. What about devices and browsers? What are your insights on that? What kind of devices and what kind of browsers work well?
Mhm. Typically on big data, for looking at all the platform or like the biggest advertisers, it tends to be all new operational systems are working better. So I definitely recommend to filter it out
Okay.
to target like Android 9, Android 10, Android 8. Um, and talking about devices, there is trend that there's way more mobile traffic than was back then. Like
Yeah.
in and yeah, there is about 90% of all traffic is mobile, and yeah, I think there's a way bigger demand in mobile traffic. So if we're talking about how it converts, how it performs, I think it really depends on the offer because sometimes the offer can work on both mobile and desktop, sometimes not. So you need to create a separate campaign just to for your particular device.
Right, right. So, in browsers, like let's say if I talk about browsers, is it going to be Chrome or
Mhm.
Firefox or something else?
Yeah, most of like most of our browsers are Chrome. Yeah.
Chrome, yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So, one question I just thought about it. Uh, you know, with the new updates coming up, how
Mhm.
you see push traffic's future? Like, is
Mhm.
Google going to block it or something like that? How things are going to turn in your opinion? Like, you have been working in industry for a long
Mhm.
time and you understand its basics and how push notifications work and things. So do you have any idea or do you have any predictions what's going to happen with push traffic in
Mhm.
coming?
I think Google won't block push traffic at all. I think it could be harder to collect users in futures. Um, and I think the content policy will change basically to make it more wide hat. But
Okay.
I don't think that there will be an end of push notification traffic anytime soon.
All right. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So let's talk about people who are just thinking to start with push notifications. Do you
Mhm.
think it's a good time to start with push notifications?
Yeah, I think right now there are lots of cool features that we provide as a platform or like any other platform. There is a huge volume, so last year you want to have traffic in any particular country. Right now you can have in any country, and it will be a huge. There is an experience. You can see lots of cases, lots of examples of successful push campaigns that, and you can start with that. And yeah, I think if you are familiar with pop traffic or native traffic, you can easily jump in and have a better results. And yeah, I think the same story comes to Facebook traffic.
Right. I think that's push traffic is really newbie friendly and people can easily get started with it.
Mhm.
So one thing though, like but mostly people on push traffic, mostly they're coming from pop or native traffic. Those who are working with pop and native,
Mhm.
they tend to jump more on push traffic uh, platform. So, what you think? What difficulties they may have, or what kind of problems they may face when they start with push traffic?
Mhm. Well, I think difference is in creatives. I think most of new advertisers really don't necessarily think that creatives are important, especially text, because when it comes to mobile, what user sees is a small logo, uh, the title, and the message. And it's really important to create lots of creatives, lots of logos and lots of different titles, and make it as more native and um, less like advertisement to make your audience click on them. So yeah, it's different compared to pop traffic, where you have like all the different things. What else is different? I think um, is again about creatives. You need to keep your creatives fresh. You need to renew them. You need to generate new ideas and all the things. But yeah, typically they are quite similar compared to pop and native.
Right. So it's all about split testing and first of all testing between different creatives and keep on changing them to yeah, right. So one thing, like what are the verticals or types of offer which you think work best for or you recommend to newbies who are just starting out with your
Mhm.
traffic source? What offers and what verticals you recommend them to start with?
Mhm. I would recommend to start with sweepstakes, like single opt, double opt, and anything basically with a low CPA costs.
Right.
So you would have an idea how to optimize your campaign um, and how to achieve some results.
Right.
Because Nutra is basically for like more experienced um, advertisers.
It requires more pre-selling, right?
Yeah.
You have to make up people's mind, and yeah, that's a little bit tough, right? So It should be like something simple, which doesn't take too much information from people. And what are your thoughts about pin submits? Are they good for newbies as well?
I think yeah, I think you can count them as like starter pack for a new
Yeah,
push.
yeah. And also, you may have noticed click to SMS, like when you click
Mhm.
and yeah, those kind of offers, right?
Yeah, yeah. Basically anything with a low CPA cost. So you would have lots of conversions and lots of data to analyze your campaign and to figure out how it's working, how to optimize, basically.
Okay, so the next question is, what are the main setting points for launching a successful push campaign? Or how do you set up a campaign properly? Like, sometimes people are like, okay, tell me step by step, how can I launch a successful campaigns? So how you would answer that question?
Um, I think you need to launch your campaign with 5 to 10 different creatives and see what's working the best. Then you turn on the best one, like you leave the best one, and you pause the not working it, and you trying to mix best text and the best images. Then you try to you make the same thing with landing pages. You can test different landing pages to see what working the best, what pipeline is working for this kind of offer. And by the way, you can test lots of different creatives and landing pages within one campaign at each push. So it's quite really comfortable to use it and to test to make any test basically within one campaign. Then you need to care about capping, like frequency, how much your ad is being shown to subscribers. We recommend to put 1 or 2 impression um, per user per day. If you need like a more unique audience, you need to put a higher date day range. For example, like 7 days, 1 impression per 7 days. So that's how you will achieve a higher CTR. You will be the number one in bidding, and yeah, I think that's the key, really. Then you need to set up device targeting because mostly it's about devices at the point. And yeah, I think that's all you basically need to start. Um, and after the setting up, you can optimize it based on different parameters.
Right, interesting, interesting. I really like your idea about frequency because normally what I see people suggesting is to, they want to increase frequency.
Hmm.
But that I think, you want to spend most of your money showing your ad to the people you have already shown. So yeah, instead of that, if you keep showing your ad to different people each time, I think that works better. So yeah, I really like this point. Okay, so they say that the best way to learn is to learn from other people's mistakes. So what you think are the most popular mistakes in creatives people make? Like what kind of mistakes they make when
Hmm.
creating when working on creating creatives, and uh, yeah, what are the most common mistakes on your network you
Yeah,
see?
that's a really good question. I think the first mistake I've seen a lot is when the targets create one creative, and that's really bad because it could be overburned like pretty soon. You won't get any traffic. Let's come to the second mistake. I think people are using spy tools to see what is the best performing creative within some kind of network, and they're launching a campaign with this particular image, and it already and when the campaign is launched, is already with very low CTR because there are like tons of different advertisers that are having this creative within within the same platform. So I think the key is to be creative and make something like within something like new. It will help you to perform way better from the start. The third point, I think, is about capping. I think lots of different advertisers came with the idea to push and to get us more clicks, because um, the idea is, so you pay for CPC, that you pay for clicks, so you can show your ads like 100 times, and it just costs nothing. But the thing is, your CTR became low. You can run your campaign like more than one day, and when your CTR is low, you are kicked away from the bidding, because there is a different advertisers that cares about his audience. That's basically how it works. Um, yeah, I think that's top three mistakes. I think the next mistakes come to optimization. I think lots of advertisers don't like to optimize to, to turn off not performing OS, not to turn off not performing like source, which usually takes like 5 minutes, and you would have like a positive ROI. And yeah, I think it comes from laziness mostly. Yeah,
Okay, perfect. So yeah, one thing I noticed is like people are really going after spy tools, and spying is good, but just to get an idea, not to
yeah,
just,
just to
be a
get an idea.
copycat. Yeah, true. Like I've seen so many beat up uh, uh, campaigns just on spy tools, and everyone just copying them. But
Yeah,
anyways,
yeah.
yeah. So what you think about building black and white lists? How we can use them to make profit?
Hmm.
Any tips?
Yeah, sure. Um, we have an option to create both whitelist and blacklist, but there is a difference. We offer our advertisers three types of sources. Basically, there's an hierarchy
Hmm.
among. We have sublist, which is the biggest type of source. It consists of different publishers, and publisher consists of different websites that you have. So basically, you have an idea of, do you want to blacklist the biggest source in terms of volumes, or do you want to be more accurate and blacklist like lots of different sites that are not performing at the moment? So I think most of advertisers are using blacklists for their campaigns, and it's good, because if you collect a very like small whitelist, it will be overburned pretty soon. So you won't get any results, you won't get any traffic. So I think you need to blacklist, and if you do whitelist, you need to collect a really big whitelist, so will be sure that it won't be overburned, and you will still get results from it.
All right. So, shall I just like when I'm launching a campaign, do you recommend me to blacklist the publisher or the website? Because
Mhm.
personally, if I'm launching campaign, I think blocking the website would be a good idea, because one publisher may have like 10 websites, and
Yeah, yeah.
nine might be good quality, and one maybe is just sending bad quality traffic.
Mhm.
So, what's your take on it? Which one you
I
would
think
recommend me to block?
it comes to your budgets. Honestly, if you have a time and budget to spend a little bit more, and so yeah, I think it can. And but to be more accurate, I think it's about site blacklisting, because but if you what but it's if it's about to make a performing campaign right now and right there, you need to block publishers as soon as possible. So if you see that this publisher is not conversing or conversing quite expensively, you need to block it as soon as possible.
Right.
But, that comes to our a second great feature, I think, that I personally love, is micro bidding. So instead of blacklisting it, you can put a lower bid just for this publisher, for like,
Right.
and you still get the conversion, but on a different rate.
Yeah, because sometimes what happens is we are getting conversions, but maybe that's not profitable for us. So we have
Yeah,
to maybe adjust our bids. So that's really
yeah,
good.
yeah. It's about adjusting, and it comes to and it can be worked vice versa. If you have a source with low CPA, you want to get more conversion from it. So you can put a higher bid for it, and you can put a higher bid for site as well, or you can put a higher bid for some particular creative that perform better than other ones, or you can just put a different bids for different operational systems, because there is a difference in CPAs as well. But for example, some users, some advertisers don't want to block alt Androids, but
Right.
they're still getting conversions. But they want to have a different rate for the alt Android phones.
Okay. Okay. Now let's move on to
Mhm.
pre-landers and landing
Yeah.
pages. How important is to use pre-landers and landing pages, and what type of pre-landers works best when it comes to push traffic?
Mhm. I think it comes from, first of all, from creative. If the user who click on your ad is already know what he's looking about, so if the ad tells a lot from it, you don't need to use prelanders, for example. Or um, if you want to make your customer warm and to know more about the product you are selling, yeah, I think ProAnders is a good choice. So you can use it as a filter as well. So you understand what audience is more engaged with your type of offers, and you can make a different, you know, make a different whitelist or blacklist based on your user engagement as well.
Right, right. That's an interesting idea about optimization that you can, optimize based on their engagement. And I think to convert people, one of the main thing is like offers. These kind of offers people see everywhere, so you have to engage them and come with different angles. And in that sense, pre-landers and landing pages they do come handy. So, what you think? Like, are there any? Have you noticed any common mistakes people make when creating landing pages or pre-landers?
Okay. Um, I think if it comes to lead generation, it should be clear where the user should leave a form, some kind of make some form, because one mistake that I quite remember is a huge gambling company came to came to us and said, "Well, we have a landing page," and this landing page was basically their main page, and the user should who clicks on the ad should find a registration link like somewhere at the page, and you understand that the number of conversions was really low at the kind of the time of kind of this type of offers. So if you have a pre-landing that basically tells you uh, what is about, you need to have a form right
Right.
after. Um, yeah, and I think one a common mistake come to neutral niche. I think there's a lot of copying each other. Everybody trying to steal their landing pages, not even care about creatives and all these things that you have, because some I heard some stories when people are still in landing pages with and not changing the links with so yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's complete madness. Yeah, I noticed that as well. Like I've seen uh, some of my campaigns which didn't perform well, and their pre-land is everywhere, all on spy tools, and I see so many people using them, and I'm like, okay, you guys
Yeah,
be happy with that. And one thing I noticed is like if your landing page or pre-lander is complex, like it's not simple one, it's custom coded or anything, no one copies that one. They
hmm
find it. I think they, just rip off whatever it seems easy, and they just go ahead with that. But
hmm
yeah, I totally understand that. Okay, so
yeah,
yeah,
and the planners are usually different from you know from device standpoint, because there are different planners to mobile audience. There are different planners for desktop because there's a different two types of different users. They have different time they can spend on the website, and there's a different approach how to make them convert.
Right. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So let's come to last questions. How many, like, what are your biggest advertisers? Do you know any? Who are your uh, biggest advertisers? Do you have any, like, can you name them, or just
Um,
like, sometimes advertising network have big brands working with them or anything. Do you have anything like that working with Rich Push?
Well, we have some big advertisers working with us. I'm not sure if I'm able to name drop them, but we have some of our top clients on our landing pages. So I think that's the case. Yeah, I think who are they? I think they are media buying agencies
Right.
who
Right.
who are real professionals. They have like split it all the things that an affiliate should do. Some people are working with landing pages, some from for working for creative side, um, yeah, and some work with optimization, all that kind of thing. And I think who are the biggest? I think the biggest one is actually one of the biggest is direct offer nutrition company.
Mhm. Okay. So how much, any estimate, like, I know you can't give exact details or anything, but any estimate how much your top advertisers are spending on daily basis?
Um, I think um, I think up to 10K per day.
10K per day, that's a big budget.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay. So at the end, do you have any tips for affiliates who are thinking to join your network? And also, do you offer any account managers, like, how much budget I should have to avail, an assistance of an account manager or something like that? Do you have any program like that?
Mhm. Yeah. First, we have a special promo code for you. It's named KG Rocker. You can get a 10% bonus to your first deposit. And yeah, we offer account management. We have a dedicated customer success manager who really whose task is to help you to grow your business. Actually, yeah, to you can tell his your KPIs, and our managers will help you with any kind of solutions for like optimization for creative creation to for any suggestions what's working the best, what's not, and yeah, all these kind of things. So feel no, feel free to ask our managers anything because they are interested in having you the best results. Yeah, within our platform.
Perfect. One thing I really like about it is when we were talking, and you guys told me that, you really help out your customers, like consistent help customers. If your team is really dedicated, and they can help them to scale their business, and that's something I really like about customers,
Yeah,
where,
yeah,
or the businesses where, when you're working with, and they provide best possible support to their customers.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen lots of clients who like opening their businesses and they're like within this year like growing up and having like a huge team of their workers, and yeah, they're saying thank you for your help, for your engagement. I think yeah, um, that's a very like good kind of work relationship because it's all about helping each other to scale up,
Exactly.
get the best results.
Okay. So, do you have any tips at the end? Do you have any tips for affiliates, or any advice which you would like to give them?
Um, yeah, I think if you have any questions, do not hesitate to bother your dedicated customer success manager. Um, what else? What else? What else? I think if you're not if you not started work with push traffic, I think it's not late. It's not late because I think push market will grow in the future, like it grew this year. So yeah, feel free to enter our network, and we will have a fruitful relationship, I guess.
All right. Okay. Perfect. Thank you very much, Eugene. It was really nice talking to you,
Thank you.
and thank you very much.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you. And that's it, guys, for today.